Your patient probably is not the problem. The rodent it found might be. That is the practical veterinary message for pets and hantavirus. When clients hear hantavirus, they may worry that their dog or cat is infected, contagious, or dangerous. For dogs and cats in the United States, the message is reassuring. They are not known hantavirus reservoirs and are not known to become infected. But pets still matter. They encounter rodents, bring dead rodents closer, and alert owners to rodent activity around the home, yard, garage, shed, or barn. So our job is not to create panic or dismiss the concern. Our job is to explain the exposure clearly and help clients take useful preventive steps. Let's start with what pets are not. Dogs and cats are not known hantavirus reservoirs in the United States. They are not the usual source of human infection. Human risk is mainly rodent exposure. So if a client says, "My cat just caught a mouse, does my cat have hantavirus?" The answer is probably not. But the rodent exposure deserves attention. The problem is usually not the pet. The problem is what the rodent may have left behind. So who are the real hosts? For hantaviruses, reservoir hosts are mainly rodents. People usually become infected through contact with infected rodents or contaminated urine, droppings, saliva, or nesting material. This is also where language matters. For viruses, reservoir host is the better term, not definitive host. Humans are usually incidental hosts. They are not the intended maintenance host, and for most hantaviruses, they do not sustain human-to-human transmission. The practical message is simple. The real hosts are rodents. For dogs and cats, the pet conversation is mostly about exposure, not infection. One nuance for veterinary teams. Pet rats are a separate conversation because sole virus is associated with rats and has been linked to pet rat facilities and rat owners. Another reason this topic gets confusing is that hantavirus is not one single virus, it's a family. The family Hantaviridae sits within the order Bunyioviralis and includes many species. Only a limited number are known to cause human disease. Human disease patterns also differ by region. In the Americas, hantaviruses are associated with hantavirus pulmonary syndrome and cardiopulmonary syndrome. In Europe and Asia, the classic pattern is hemorrhagic fever with renal syndrome. And the person-to-person story is even more narrow. Documented human-to-human spread is mainly the Andes virus exception. And even then, it's uncommon and linked to close, prolonged contact. Big family, narrow human story, and for dogs and cats, the concern remains exposure, not infection. Now we can answer the practical question. If dogs and cats are not reservoirs, why do they still matter? They matter because they bring the risk closer. A rodent may be living around a garage, shed, barn, or storage area. A pet sees it, chases it, catches it, or carries it. Suddenly, the rodent, or evidence of rodent activity, is closer to people. That is where human exposure can happen. Handling a dead rodent, cleaning droppings, moving nesting material, or disturbing contaminated dust. Pets are not usually the source, they may be the clue. Once the pet reveals the rodent problem, the veterinary team can help the client respond correctly. What should veterinary teams tell clients? First, control rodents and block entry points. Reduce access to food, water, shelter, and openings into homes, garages, barns, sheds, and storage areas. Second, do not let pets play with or carry rodents. That's not about blaming the pet, it's about keeping rodent material away from people. Third, use gloves if handling dead rodents or contaminated materials. Fourth, wash hands after contact with pets or rodent-contaminated items. And fifth, clean rodent-contaminated areas safely. That last point matters because bad cleanup advice can increase exposure risk. Wet it, disinfect it, then clean it. Counsel the client, control the exposure. This may be the most memorable practical point in the video. The broom may be the problem. Hantavirus risk is not about seeing a rodent. It's about what happens when contaminated material gets disturbed. Rodent urine, droppings, saliva, and nesting material can become risky when disturbed, especially in an enclosed or poorly ventilated areas. Thus, the client-friendly version is do not dry sweep, do not vacuum first. Ventilate the area, wet it, disinfect it, then clean it. Clean smart, do not aerosolize the problem. Here is a useful One Health sidebar. If a client is worried because a pet has found a rodent, hantavirus is not the only prevention conversation worth having. Rodent exposure is a chance to discuss canine leptospirosis vaccination. It is a good time to reinforce flea and tick control. Fleas can transmit flea-borne typhus and plague to people. And it is a good time to review internal parasite prevention and routine fecal screening. The point is not to scare clients with every possible disease. The point is to use the moment well. If the rodent got their attention, use that attention. This is where veterinary teams matter. We are risk translators. Our job is not just to know the facts. Our job is to help people make better decisions with those facts. That means calming fears without dismissing them. It means correcting misinformation, like the idea that dogs and cats are hantavirus reservoirs in the United States. It also means recognizing occupational exposure risks. We can also give practical preventive tips: rodent control, exclusion, gloves, hand hygiene, and proper cleanup. Remember, wet it, disinfect it, then clean it. And if the concern is human illness or human medical risk, that belongs with a physician or public health authority. Calm fears, clarify facts, protect people. Let's bring it home. When it comes to pets and hantavirus, the message is not complicated. Know the risk, control rodents, clean smart, live life. Dogs and cats are not known hantavirus reservoirs in the United States. The real risk is rodent exposure. Pets may bring rodents closer or reveal rodent activity, which gives veterinary teams an opportunity to help clients respond safely. Control the rodents, block entry points, do not let pets play with or carry rodents, use gloves, wash hands, do not dry sweep it. Wet it, disinfect it, then clean it. When clients are worried, we can broaden the conversation to leptospirosis vaccination, flea and tick control, and internal parasite prevention. That is veterinary public health. Not panic, not dismissal, but practical, evidence-based protection. Thanks for watching. I'm Christopher Lee, and what you know today protects everybody tomorrow.